Just west of Galveston Bay sits the home of the Texans, NRG Stadium. Known for rockets, 10-gallon hats, and the largest rodeos in the country, Houston's star shines bright. Tonight, cowboys and horses give way to 1,500 horsepower as 12 of the most accomplished Monster Jam superstars ride on the ragged edge. Current and former world champions look to put their mark on this new season as we launch into a new era. This is round one. This is Houston. This is Monster Jam. Nice air. And he saves it. There is your wow factor. Big air out of the box. Awesome move. Look at that. Welcome to NRG Stadium right here in the heart of America, Houston, Texas, for the premiere episode of the 2021 Monster Jam season. I'm Scott Jordan alongside Colt Stevens, and tonight we ring in a new year, a new season, and what some are calling a new era of Monster Jam. Now, Colt, there's a lot of history here in Houston, and you can't talk history without talking about 12-time World Finals champion Tom Meents. It was 18 years ago that Tom closed out the Astrodome with 2 big wins. He came in here a year later, had 2 big wins, debuted a new truck called Maximum Destruction, and then going back to October in Arlington, won both events there. Texas has been special for Tom Meents. Does that make him the clear-cut favorite tonight?
Texas has been good for Tom Meents, and Tom Meents has been awesome in Texas. But, you know, he's not the clear favorite tonight. We've got 12 of the best Monster Jam drivers here under the same roof in Houston, so I'm excited to see what it brings.
Star-studded lineup, multiple world champions, including Adam Anderson, now behind the wheel of Megalodon, Ryan Anderson behind the wheel of Bakugan Dragonoid. We mentioned Tom. Bryce Kenny, Grey Clips Mohawk Warrior is here. Jim Kohler, an Avenger, a 2-time World Finals champion. But of those other 11 drivers, who stands to be the biggest threat to Tom Meents and his incredible run in Texas?
I gotta say, Cole Vennard. He came off of last year on fire, just absolutely on rails. If anybody can upset these guys, it's gonna be Cole Vennard.
Now, we've been talking about the stacked lineup here in Houston, and Leslie Mears is down on the track with a guy who seems to be right on the cusp of winning a championship and who's also the fastest Monster Jam driver in the world. Isn't that right, Leslie?
It is, and throughout the last 7 rounds, we've seen Bryce Kenny be very, very consistent and right there knocking on the doorstep of that championship. So, Bryce, what is it that you've been doing that's helped you stay so consistent?
Well, I really think it comes down to confidence. I mean, when you're sitting in the truck and you're strapped in, you pull those belts a little bit tighter. You know you're going to go out there and try to push the limits of it. You know, for me, when it comes down to racing, when it comes down to skills, it's just a level of comfort. And with comfort and more preparation, that's where the confidence comes from. So tonight, we just got to bring it, though. This is a star-studded cast. For us to come out here and compete against the very best in the business of Monster Jam, man, I cannot wait to get out there and compete and whoop their tails, too.
Guys, I can't wait for the competition to start.
Coach, just a few weeks ago, Salt Lake City, you and I were there. It was the first action of 2021. 5 incredible rounds, 4 different champions. Adam Anderson, of course, won the final 2 in a row.
You know, Kristen is the one in Salt Lake City that really came out with a bang. It was a great warm-up for everybody, but Kristen came out and showed them that she's here to win and she's ready to play with the big boys.
Let's get you ready for tonight's event. Our drivers will compete in 3 competitions: Monster Energy Racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and BKT Freestyle. 12 points will be awarded to the winner of each competition, with a total of 36 points on the line, and the driver with the most points at the end of the night, of course, will be crowned the overall event champion. Now we're going to take a look at the track. Colt, I want a driver's perspective here. It's the first stadium track of the season. Tell us what the drivers will be competing on tonight.
What we have here is a St. Louis, or what we like to call a POD style track. It's got 2 different lanes that actually turn 2 different directions, and I think that's going to be a key feature. The drivers are going to have to pick a lane that they feel more comfortable in, and it's going to set other drivers apart. I'm super excited to see what this track brings.
You mentioned close to St. Louis style, but I like that J-hook from the Vegas World Finals. Going to be an exciting racing competition tonight. Speaking of racing, let's take a look at tonight's Monster Energy Racing bracket. The round 1 matchups are set. Overboard against the Black Pearl, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior against Scooby-Doo. Bakugan Dragonoid goes up against Avenger. And Monster Energy faces off with Megalodon. 4 first-round buys, Zombie, Max D, Gravedigger, and Rage. Looking at the bracket, Colt, what first-round matchup stands out as one to watch?
Look at the bottom left hand of your screen. We've got 2 world champions going head-to-head first round. That's definitely the one I'm watching.
We are ready for round 1 of Monster Energy Racing. And the first 2 to the line are teammates. Probably not the draw they wanted, but Jamie Gardner against Cole Vennard with Overboard Motorsports.
Yes, so we got boss versus employee here. We got pressure. I know these guys are feeling the pressure. Neither one of them want to lose.
On the J-hook, it's Jamie Gardner out in front as Cole Vennard, all kinds of problems.
Definitely got some slick track conditions out there.
But he's making up for it, Cody. Took the inside lane on that turn. And Jamie Gardner, what a win. That was back and forth. Gardner had the advantage. Cole Vennard caught up. And in the end, Jamie Gardner moving around too. Here's the replay.
Look at that, coming down to the last few inches. Cole came back. Jamie was off the line faster. Cole struggled a little bit in the first corner. Thought he came back, but Jamie Gardner took it.
Our next pair is at the starting line. In the left lane, Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. In the right lane, the 2021 debut of our World Finals Freestyle champion, Lindsay Reed and Scooby-Doo. And Colt, I'm going to just put it out there. In practice yesterday, she looked like the slowest of all 12 competitors.
Lindsay Reed has been in arenas primarily, so coming over to the stadium setting, she's going to have to change her driving style just a little bit.
Slow off the line for Lindsay Reed. Bryce Kenny is on a rail. Lindsay making a push though, and Bryce gonna take it high. She spins out. Bryce Kenny with a great first round pass.
Great job by both drivers. Bryce got off the light super fast, showing that dragster background. Then you see the finish here. Lindsay pushed a little deep in the corner. Bryce just being consistent like he always is. Great job by Bryce.
Halfway through round 1, Ryan Anderson now against Jim Kohler, 2-time World Finals champions in both lanes. Anderson in that new Bakugan truck has the lead right now on Jim Kohler. But here comes Avenger, the final turn. And just too far out on the drift in that final turn. Ryan Anderson in the left lane looking fast in Bakugan.
Jim Kohler was really pushing that truck, but he just couldn't get the traction down to the dirt. As you can see there, he's just spinning the tires coming out of the corner. Couldn't get the traction to propel him over the finish line before Ryan.
Our final round 1 matchup, Todd LeDuc against Adam Anderson. These two no strangers to each other. Leslie, you caught up with Todd earlier, correct?
When I asked him about the track, guys, he didn't answer with that normal Todd LeDuc bravado. He said it's just okay, and he feels consistent enough in the right lane. But when I asked him about matching up against Adam Anderson, he said it's a tough matchup. But here's the thing, there's no excuses on this tour. If you win, you've earned it.
It's the 4th meeting between these two in 2021. Adam Anderson 2-1, and Todd catches that right side on the big pod, and here comes Adam Anderson taking advantage of it.
I gotta say that this is Adam Anderson's course. He's ran this track a lot. He's very familiar with it. One thing I like about Adam is he's very consistent in the corners. You can see they're staying nice and tight to the tires, smooth as fast on this type track, and that's just what Adam Anderson likes.
Here's where we stand after the first round of racing. It's going to be Zombie against Overboard, Max D against Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Gravedigger against Bakugan Dragonoid, a battle of Andersons, and then Rage against Megalodon in the final round 2 matchup. As more racing continues here, it's been an exciting night so far, an exciting round 1. Things are starting to get red hot in Houston. Tom Meents heads to the track as round 2 is coming up. Monster Jam is brought to you by Spin Master. Create your own epic Monster Jam stunts with official Monster Jam toys. Real toys, real action, Monster Jam. Welcome back to round one of the 2021 Monster Jam season here in Houston, Texas. With the first round of Monster Energy Racing in the books, we now get to see a few notable Monster Jam drivers for the first time tonight. And our first round two matchup, the 2021 debut of Bari Musauer in Zombie against Jamie Gardner in Overboard.
This is very interesting to me. This is the first time we're seeing 4 trucks get a bye. As a driver, that's kind of a catch-22 because it's nice to get those automatic points, but you're also not getting that extra time and that extra lap on the track in first round.
Coming around the J-hook, Bari Musauer whipping it around, and he has got this straightaway down as he now makes his final turn. Jamie Gardner inside, Bari slowing down. A photo finish here at the end.
Oh my gosh! What a rebound by Jamie Gardner. And it looks like
that final turn, it's the race ramp with the difference, and it's the nose of the zombie truck that gets Bari Musauer into the semifinals. What a matchup.
I bet you Bari's loving that zombie's face right now on that truck.
Our first look at Tom Meents and Max D Fire against Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. This is student versus teacher. They met in the finals twice in Arlington in October. It was 1-1. We'll see who wins this rubber match.
Bryce said earlier it's his arch nemesis.
Tom Meents with the advantage around the first turn. Bryce Kenny taking it tighter. The acceleration for Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Those straightaways are tough for him. And here comes Tom Meents taking it in the turn. So Colt, Bryce Kenny, the fastest Monster Jam driver in the world, excels on the straightaways, didn't have the turns figured out.
Bryce unfortunately lost that round.
Brother versus sister here in round two. Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger, Ryan Anderson, Bakugan, Dragonoid. It's all about winning here tonight, but when you gotta beat your sister, I know that adds a little more emotional involvement into this round two matchup. Even off the race ramp, even around the first turn, Kristen Anderson making a push.
She's right there, she's got him!
Here's the ragged edge of Ryan Anderson is going down.
Heck yeah, awesome job, Kristen!
Ryan Anderson made the save, but this is not freestyle, it's racing. And the first one across the line, Kristen Anderson, upset of the night over her brother.
Wow, I know she's smiling ear to ear inside that truck right now. Awesome.
Our first look at Corey Rummel in Rage against Adam Anderson in Megalodon, who's been on a tear.
Loving this new body.
And Adam getting up on 2 wheels. Corey Rummel also in the tires there. The left side of Corey Rummel hitting the ramp. And he's gonna spin out again, so Adam Anderson gonna take the win.
Did you see how hard Megalodon left the lines? That truck left so hard and so fast, it was unbelievable. Look at this. Corey up there just giving it everything he's got, trying to catch Adam, but just couldn't get it done.
The final 4 set, Zombie against Max D, Gravedigger against Megalodon, so it doesn't get any easier for Kristen Anderson. She beats her brother Ryan, now she goes up against Adam Anderson, who going back to Salt Lake has won his last 8 races. Our first semifinal matchup, it is the Professor Tom Meents, 12-time World Finals champion in Max D Fire against Bari Musauer in Zombie.
There's been some great racing action all night long. I guarantee this race isn't gonna let us down either.
Even around the first turn, both taking it tight on that drift. And here comes Bari Musauer in the right lane. He's gonna spin it out. Tom Meents trying to take advantage of it.
Oh, he let out last minute. I gotta say, good call by Bari. Right here, he gets to, you see the front tire hit the jammer. Great call by Bari, but he potentially could have been out of the show with a crash off that jammer going that fast.
Our final semifinal matchup, brother versus sister once again. We have Kristen Anderson, a Gravedigger in the right lane. And moving over to the left lane with the fastest time of the night from the previous round, Adam Anderson in Megalodon. No one has been hotter in racing than Adam Anderson. Now Adam Anderson pushing it on the straightaway. Here comes Kristen Anderson. Final turn for Adam, gets a nice drift. Kristen's gonna spin it out. And Adam Anderson still with that streak.
Now that lane change might have got Kristen there. She's so used to turning to the left in her Chicago-style racing and arenas. Making her turn to a right might have been a strategic move for Adam.
We're down to 2. We started with 12 in this star-studded bracket. Our final 2. I think anybody that's watched Monster Jam Code could have predicted this. It's going to be Tom Meents in Max D Fire against Adam Anderson in Megalodon. 17 World Finals championships between the two of them.
You know, two guys that hate to lose. Going into this race, you know, both guys, they've had a rivalry for a long time. Even when Adam's dad was driving Dennis, they had a huge rivalry, so I know Adam doesn't want to lose.
The racing finals are coming up, and then it's time for the Great Clip Skills Challenge when Monster Jam returns. Welcome back to NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, round one of the 2021 season. And what an epic matchup here in our racing finals. Adam Anderson against Tom Meents, and Tom in that right lane, Adam stays in the left.
That's a big thing here. All us drivers know Tom sits on the left side of that truck, so putting him in the right lane, making him turn to the right, is going to make it more difficult for him to make it around these corners. Smart move by Adam.
And Tom had a bad start. That is uncharacteristic of a 12-time World Finals champion. Adam's got to keep it straight. Tom trying to take it tight, but Adam Anderson, again, look at the air from Tom Meents.
Woo! That's a little wild there, Tom.
Fastest time of the night for Adam Anderson. He did that every single round. Topped his time from the previous round. And when you look at the races that he's won already this year, he was 8-3 in Salt Lake City, now 4-0 here in Houston. Take a look at the overall event leaderboard. After one competition, Adam Anderson for the win gets 12 points, Tom Meents 11, Kristen Anderson, the surprise of the night so far, getting 10, and Barry Musauer making the semifinals. He gets 9. 2 competitions remain, a lot of points still on the board.
It took 5 rounds, but Adam Anderson, I really think that you've been able to make this Megalodon truck your own, and it really showed tonight. You know, the track conditions seem to really benefit you as well.
100%. You know, I went into this night not too sure what was going to happen, and we've been working and tuning on the truck to make it my own, and I'm really excited that I feel like it's becoming that. But also the track was working in my favor. It really was. It was a little bit slick where some of the stuff, the internals, this thing has a full spool in the rear of this truck. It doesn't steer as well. I've attempted in my Gravedigger truck before to run a spool. I took it out. I did not like it. Well, it showed, it prevailed here, and we won.
Thank you, Leslie. Adam Anderson on a tear in racing. 2 competitions remain. Up next, it's the Great Clips Skills Challenge. Each driver had the option to attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels or a donut. Competitors attempted a variety of moves and combinations and were judged based on creativity, skill, and execution. 12 points were on the line towards tonight's overall event championship. So let's take a quick look back at our top competitors. It was Adam Anderson in Megalodon doing an incredible donut, finishing in 3rd place.
Oh, yeah!
Into a cyclone! That's what I'm talking about! And then Jamie Garner, maybe the surprise of the competition, with a popper stoppy save that propelled him into 2nd place. Wow! What a save! But when the dust cleared, it was Ryan Anderson in Bakugan Dragonoid doing it all again with this bicycle sidewall cyclone. He took the win in the Great Clip Skills Challenge.
All right, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You got it all day.
You know, the Bakugan looks so controlled on the track, but Ryan, it has to be chaos inside the cab. What is going on while you have complete control of that truck on the course?
I'm not gonna lie, it's a new truck, it's all new to me. It's not the same as Son of a Digger, there's no doubt about it, but I will say that it's probably one of the funnest 2-wheel skills altogether that I've done in my life. Everything worked out, I was in complete control, even though it might have looked like chaos outside. When the bicycle at first, when I was going for the bicycle to moonwalk, it went too far. I was able to bring it back down and regain control to pop it into the moonwalk. Well, then right after that, I wanted to go for the bicycle to cyclone sidewall, and I went up not high enough. So I had to make the truck do it with rear steer. So you see me making these adjustments inside the cab that honestly normally don't work out, but they worked out tonight and I couldn't be happier.
Ryan Anderson getting 12 points for that win after 2 competitions. Let's take a look at the overall event points lead. Adam Anderson with 22, Tom Meents with 19, and Jamie Garner with 18 to round out the top 3. 2 competitions in the books. It's been the Andersons all night long. 1 competition still remains. We'll get you ready for it with our halftime report coming up next. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude and Monster Jam We Won't Stop t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. Welcome back to NRG Stadium for the official Monster Jam halftime report. I'm Scott Jordan, once again alongside Colt Stevens. And Colt, Monster Jam has come into your hometown, and so far it's been the Andersons, Ryan and Adam, winning the first two competitions. So we've seen some outstanding races, some great skills, but what sticks out so far to you?
Like you said, it's the Anderson show. Between Kristen beating her brother in the round racing, getting him up on two wheels, and then Adam coming back and winning racing, and then getting Ryan into two wheels. I mean, they're just dominating the entire field right now, and it seems like the Anderson show.
And they have been dominant. Now, Ryan exited round one of racing, got beat by Kristen Anderson, so he's still behind in the point standings. Adam currently is in the lead of the overall event point leaderboard, but a guy that's right there, who we talked about at the beginning of the show, never seems to go away no matter what the result, is Tom Mentz, Max D Fire. He's only 3 points behind Adam Anderson right now. What does he need to do to win this event championship?
It's got to be consistent. He's going to be a late guy out, so he's got to watch the show, see what the other guys are doing, and he's going to have to top that. But make sure and make the whole 2 minutes before he throws that crazy Tom Mentz style in there.
For more on the electric night the Andersons have had so far in Houston, let's go downstairs to Leslie Mears with his halftime UNOH pit report.
Well, Adam Anderson's on top so far in the overall points, but we saw something very uncharacteristic. Adam, what happened in two-wheel skills where we only saw you perform one move?
You know, actually, as I was going out, I was sitting in the truck and watching all the other competitors go out there and do their two skills challenge tricks. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, for one, I watched a couple slick spots in the track. Then I also thought to myself, nobody else has done a donut. Normally, I don't know the last time I've done a donut in a skills challenge contest, but I kind of thought to myself, if I could do a good one, it might work out in my benefit. Also, saving the truck for freestyle. I'm learning this thing. You know, honestly, the crew and I going into this, we thought we were going to tune the shocks and kind of get a feel for freestyle with a big hit and two-wheel and skills challenge. No, we didn't risk it, man, but we're going to risk it in freestyle.
Now, Colt, you and I are fairly well versed in Monster Jam lingo, but how about you at home? Well, if you're not, no worries, because we're getting you the 411 in this edition of Inside Monster Jam. Today, we'll look at a move simply called the stoppie. A stoppie is when a Monster Jam truck balances on its two front tires. So how does a driver do that? Let's break it down. First, a driver needs to drop their front tires off of a deep face ramp, while making sure there's still enough space for the rear tires to gain traction and momentum for the pop. Then the driver comes up on the throttle and drops the brake, getting the Monster Jam truck to pop up on its tires. Finally, it's all up to a driver's skill and experience to know whether to hit the gas or throw it into reverse to stop the tire rotation, holding the 12,000-pound machine in a dramatic 90-degree angle. With the art of a stoppie, this has been Monster Jam Lingo. We're always throwing out names for these exciting moves the drivers attempt at Monster Jam shows, so stay tuned all year as we break down some of your favorite action stunts.
And who knows, the season has already had a few surprises, so we may just come up with some new ones.
Always room for more in Monster Jam. Now, still to come, it's the final competition of the night, the main event. It's BKT Freestyle, and it's next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to the city of Houston, rich in history and tradition. That tradition for the last 20-plus years has included Monster Jam and some outstanding historical moments. And Cole, with tonight's lineup of champion drivers, we could very well see something historic here tonight. Without further ado, it's time for BKT Freestyle. Each driver has 2 minutes to put together a spectacular freestyle performance. Our drivers will be judged by fans in attendance based on creativity, momentum, the use of all obstacles on the track, and their ability to fill the entire clock. To qualify for a score, drivers must complete the first 30 seconds of their run. These superstars will have their endurance pushed to its limit as they defy gravity in these 12,000-pound steel titans. With the overall event championship on the line, expect to see big air, backflips, technical moves, dynamic saves, and those incredible wow moments that have made Monster Jam a worldwide phenomenon. This is BKT Freestyle. Up next from Fortville, Indiana, Jamie Garner and Overboard. He's had a good night so far. He won his first round race in Monster Energy Racing. He finished second in the Great Clip Skills Challenge, so he's in the mix.
Last time I saw Jamie here in Houston was actually, he came in second in freestyle, did a backflip, had a heck of a night here in Houston. He loves coming to Houston, so I hope he can repeat that. Big air out of the box again. These guys are getting after it. Uh-oh, he's going for the big one.
Here we go with 8 pack coming up this big giant ram, and
Nice!
there's a huge ram.
Cleared it!
Onto the step up and clears it, and a slap wheelie for Jamie Garner.
Flat tire, it's got a flat tire. Oh man, he's got a hole in his front right tire. Hopefully he can navigate. He's losing pressure pretty fast. There he goes, he's gonna get it done. You better hurry.
He's got 3 tires, and he's hanging on for dear life. Here goes Jamie Garner once again.
Buddy!
Clearing the pod, what a run.
Absolutely beautiful.
That tire is still holding up.
Oh no, oh no!
And here he comes again, can he save it on that tire?
Oh man. After all that big air, that little one, you know he's mad about that, but what a heck of a job by Jamie Garner.
8.819. What a night it would be for Jamie Garner to win freestyle in the first stadium event of 2021.
Big hit right here, right over the main thing. I was wondering who's going to be the first one to got such an aggressive hit, it blows a hole in the front tire.
Coming out to the track, 2-time World Finals champion Jim Kohler. And Leslie, Jim shared some interesting facts about his truck with you that pertain to freestyle.
Yeah, he's got new rear housings on the truck, and with that, he changed the degree of the rear steer cylinders, and he told me that gave him 15 more degrees of steering. That's 25% more rear steer, which is going to allow him to have better flow and maneuver better around the course.
Oh,
and
man!
he is on a tear right now. Jim Kohler going overboard, and a save.
Oh, man!
And he's got it. Unbelievable.
Awesome job by Jim. That's why you don't ever quit on it. Keep pushing all the way through. He got it back on all 4 tires. Awesome job.
2-time World Finals freestyle champion. These guys been around for what seems like forever. Competed back in the old Astrodome, now just lighting it up here tonight. I thought Jamie's run was impressive. How do you top it? You do exactly what Jim Kohler just did.
Absolutely. Getting after it. He's kind of toned it back just a little bit. He might have been calmed down now. He's thinking, woo, what just happened?
I don't think he has a calm gear in his brain right now. I think he's trying to figure out what he can do next. And here he goes again, end over end again. The front right tire landed awkwardly, but he is still rocking.
Wow, Jim is on a mission. He's telling Jamie Garner, ha, good job, here I come.
Here comes the sky wheelie straight up for Jim, another nice save.
I want to know what the other boys are thinking. You got Todd and Adam and Ryan, Tom still to go. What are they going to do?
They're thinking this is Jim Kohler. This is textbook Jim Kohler, the front right tire. And we go red here in Houston, but my goodness, Cole, what a run.
Absolutely. You know, going into it, we got the replay here. Going big from the start. Huge air right here. Gets it all bouncing all crazy, driving it, trying to save it, getting out of shape, going around, doing it again. That's crazy awareness to know when to hit the throttle and when to let out.
And through the tunnel, here comes Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. He's got big shoes to fill as he has to follow Jim Kohler's run.
Oh no! Oh
and
no!
He's going up already. What happened there?
Man, that was almost tragic for Bryce. That would have been under 15 seconds and been a no score. That would have been terrible.
Bryce Kenny competed on Stadium Championship Series Red in 2020. Started in the Triple Threat Series, now locked into these stadium tracks. He's got multiple stadium freestyle wins in his career. Had a great weekend in Arlington, falling just short of winning an event championship.
Nice, grab it, grab it. Nice. Could have rode it a little bit longer, Bryce, but that was a well-executed slap wheelie. Got it. I love it. The combo, one into the next. Great move.
Bryce is a driver that talks about how important having one wow moment in your freestyle run is. It doesn't always plan that. There is a jump, clearing the pod. Lands it, shocks, bounces it up and down, but a great landing for him. And he is going to turn it around. Our first attempt at the Monster Energy backflip ramp for Bryce Kenny. And he gets it up, and he is going to land it, but that was a broken axle on the landing, and he just cannot recover.
He just did a lot of damage. Great execution. That's one thing bad about being the first guy to attempt a backflip. You don't truly know how it's going to react until you see at least one person do it. Comes in with a little bit too much momentum. We've changed these boxes, and they actually send the truck over really fast. You can see right there, shocks, 4-link bars. His crew chief is going to have a long night getting that truck back together.
And here's two-time World Finals champion Ryan Anderson in Bakugan Dragonoid. An early defeat in racing, winning the Great Clip Skills Challenge, an up and down night. But Colt, when it comes to freestyle, there are hardly any drivers better than Ryan Anderson.
You are 100% correct about that. Ryan Anderson is one madman whenever it comes to freestyle. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And he's gonna save this on the sidewalls for Ryan Anderson.
Golly, getting my heart racing early.
Avoiding disaster there, picks it back up, and here we go.
All right, gotta calm down there, Ryan. He's not your son of a digger. You can't just throw it in corners like that.
A lot of backlash online, Cole, when the lineups were announced that Ryan was not in Son of a Digger. It's been his life, his blood. He has poured everything into that truck, and now he has to step into Bakugan Dragonoid and pretty much just start over.
Oh, nice save! Look at that awareness, so close to the edge, shutting the truck down, perfect location. A bad situation. Ryan was a great driver, saved the truck, and did exactly what he needed to do. Great job by Ryan Anderson.
One of the most decorated fields in a stadium championship series did not disappoint tonight in Houston in BKT Freestyle, but not everybody brought their A game as we take a look back at some of our more underwhelming performances. And we started it off with Bari Musauer in Zombie. Did not get Zombie Nation up on their feet with this lackluster run. And then the reigning World Finals Freestyle champion, Lindsay Reed, underperforming as well, so a disappointing freestyle run for her. Corey Rummel, Mr. Extreme Air, did not get as extreme as we thought he would. And then Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger with all kinds of mechanical issues, ending her run prematurely. And finally, Cole Bernard, who debuted the walk the plank backflip here, did not attempt that move, and his score reflected that here from this Houston crowd. With 8 competitors finished for the night, here is how our top 5 are currently situated. There have been a lot of wow moments thus far, which was also the case just a few weeks ago at our premiere event in Salt Lake City, as one of Monster Jam's newest and biggest personalities brought Jurassic Attack back and showed that he is a force to be reckoned with.
So get your popcorn ready. It's now time for the Monster Energy Action of the Week.
Driver Dave Olford brought Jurassic Attack back into Monster Jam for the first time in 10 years and made a huge statement with big air just like that.
Absolutely. Look at him getting up on 2 wheels. Dave came to Salt Lake City on a vengeance. He wanted to put that Jurassic Attack truck on top, and he definitely did that.
Loving this new robotic-style body for Jurassic Attack. Had huge air, incredible moves all weekend long. Multiple freestyle wins. What a statement for Dave Olford and Jurassic Attack, and that is why this is the Monster Energy Action of the Week. We are moments away from crowning our Round 1 event champion of the 2021 Monster Jam season. The freestyle finale is coming up. Who's going to take home the overall event championship? Find out next. Great Clips, the official hair salon of Monster Jam. You can feel good about getting a great haircut with their Great Care promise. Check out the details at greatclips.com and check in online today. Welcome back to round 2 of Monster Jam in Houston, Texas. We're about halfway through the freestyle field, so let's get you caught up as we take a look at the BKT top 5 coming into this competition. Adam Anderson in Megalodon, Tom Mintz, Max D Fire, Jamie Garner in Overboard, Ryan Anderson in Bakugan Dragonoid, and Bryce Kenny in Great Clips Mohawk Warrior round out your BKT overall event top 5. And now here comes 5-time World Finals champion Adam Anderson in Megalodon. He won racing earlier tonight. He currently sits on top of the leaderboard, and he is not going to waste any time. Off the race ramp goes Megalodon.
Look at that. I love watching Adam drive. Again, downsiding that ramp. He sets that truck up. He's very methodical the way he sets his truck up and puts it exactly where he wants. Again, downside. Perfect into a slap wheelie.
This is his 15th appearance at NRG Stadium. He has 4 freestyle wins, 3 event championships, possibly on his way to number 4 to kick off the 2021 Monster Jam season. It's round 1 in Houston, Texas, and so far it belongs to Adam Anderson.
Again, you can hear that Anderson throttle pedal. He's out there just tickling it. Sounds so great. Gets the fans excited. They can hear that motor.
Talk to Adam about his dad's legacy, Cole. His dad won 4 World Finals championships. I asked Adam if winning 5 means that he has sort of carved his own legacy and surpassed his dad. He said, no, man, nothing will ever surpass my dad's legacy. I will never do it. Nobody else will ever do it either.
What's he doing here? He's going down a straightaway. Looks like he's going to set up for something a little different.
Yeah, go to cross thread, up now over the pod and back down. You got to wonder what Adam Anderson is doing right now. Just a lot of space in front of him.
Look at that. Set number 2 wheel off of nothing.
Nothing.
Off of nothing.
No obstacle in front of him, and he just nails a bicycle out of nowhere.
Absolutely. Fantastic job by Adam.
Some big air for Adam Anderson in Megalodon. He has really started to come into this truck now. He's got it locked in and right where he wants it to be, and his performance tonight is proving that. There is that bicycle out of nowhere as we await the arrival on the track of Todd LeDuc and Monster Energy. Leslie, Todd's got to be feeling a certain way right now.
He does, and he's got a great plan for tonight. He said there's a lot of trip-ups on the track, and so he's going to really try to land the truck flat, which you don't hear often, so he can save it and last through his 2 minutes.
We mentioned at the top of the show.
Oh, again!
And then another one. That was off the obstacle, though. At least he got to hit the brakes and back up. I know you have not been a fan of having to back up and turn. It takes precious seconds off the clock.
Absolutely. Any driver hates to back up. It's just such a mood killer. You know that that's not what you need to be doing. You need to be going forward at all times. Kind of off to a slow start. I figured Todd would come out of the gate hard.
Todd made a name for himself as a 2-time World Finals champion. Back in 2014 and 2015, went back-to-back driving Metal Militia, moved into Monster Energy in 2017, and all he's done since then is won Stadium Series championships.
The thing that Todd has told me as well is that he's been watching Supercross. He's been taking some of the stuff that they do in Supercross and trying to transfer it over to Monster Jam. And as you can see right there, that brake check in the air over the step up was a perfect example. Oh man, that 8-pack.
He is coming for the 8-pack backflip, and there goes Todd LeDuc.
Perfect!
And he nails it the first time we've seen that tonight.
There's the Todd I'm used to seeing. Good momentum, big air, wow factor, awesome job.
Take a look at the replay for Todd LeDuc's freestyle run.
Great job by Todd. Throwing in the 8-pack backflip was icing on the cake. We haven't seen that yet. Landing it, great job.
Our final competitor here in BKT Freestyle, 12-time World Finals champion in Houston. Here's Tom Mintz. So that run from Todd LeDuc, the backflip was amazing, but I still thought that was a little high. Tom went from Maximum Destruction into Max D, now into Max D Fire, but this building is where the birthplace, so to speak, of Maximum Destruction was, debuting in NRG Stadium. Won both racing and freestyle that night, has a chance to still win that event championship here tonight.
Oh, crazy bounce on that one. You might notice Tom's truck acts a lot different than everybody else's. He's one guy, his truck is a lot different than everybody's. He's got a front engine truck. He sits on the left side of the truck. That's why you can see his left arm so well. It's also on coil springs. It doesn't run sway bars like the other trucks do. He's got limit straps and he's on coilover, so the truck actually reacts a lot different.
Here comes Tom Meents now swinging it back around. Up over the first ramp.
Digging it in.
Here comes that step up. Doesn't get a lot of air. Coming back down the other side.
I really like this Fire Max D body. I think it fits Tom really well. Coming out hot.
Tom Meents debuted in 1993 in Monster Patrol, man. He's been doing this for so long, 28 years now, and it looks like he is going to line up here for the Monster Energy backflip ram. Now finding the angle, here comes Tom Meents. Up over the ramp he goes, hits the throttle, lands it on the back two tires with a bounce, and he is going to end up right on the side of Max D Fire. Taking a look at the original super glue glued to the action replay. Bounced it off the front two tires, was able to land the save. 9.224 is the score for Tom Meents and Max D Fire. That is going to put him in third place when it comes to BKT Freestyle. And now we'll take a look at the official BKT top 5. Todd LeDuc wins Freestyle. Bryce Kenny in second. Third for Tom Meents, Jim Kohler fourth, and Jamie Garner in fifth.
So many wow factors tonight for you, Todd. Did you ever think you could pack that many moments into a freestyle?
You know what? I was dreaming of a night like tonight, and I had a lot of pressure. In racing, we made some few mistakes. Then in skills, I just couldn't get the truck to manipulate how I wanted it to. And then I had to end it with a freestyle win. Unbelievable, huge air, monster energy backflip, filled our time, unbelievable. A couple wow moments driving on two wheels, landing backside on all those jumps was just incredible. I couldn't end the night with a better note.
After an incredible freestyle competition, let's take a look at the final BKT overall event point standings. It's Tom Meents and Max D Fire with another win in Texas with 29 points. Bryce Kenny just 1 point below at 28. Adam Anderson at 28 as well. Jamie Gardner with 26 and Ryan Anderson with 24. Rounding out your overall event, BKT Top 5.
It's all about, completing with consistency and putting yourself at the top so that you can gain those points successively through the night, Tom. I think that freestyle was the icing on the cake for you. Where were you able to pull the momentum from to pull off that sky-high backflip tonight?
Man, when you're off to a good start, amazing talented drivers here, amazing Monster Jam trucks. But, most importantly, the Houston fans. They are definitely some of our best here in Texas and certainly in Houston. But the cool part about it is they got us going. They got every driver going. That was a spectacular show. Really cool to be back in 2021 to win round one. That's very important to my amazing team.
Kicking it off with a maximum bang, guys.
Thank you, Leslie. What a night it has been. Adam Anderson, Ryan Anderson, Todd LeDuc all win competitions, but in the end, Tom Meents is still the king of Texas. Now, if round one here in Houston is any sign of the season to come, we're going to be in for a great ride. We hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. What do you think, Colt? Has this been a good homecoming for you in Houston?
It has definitely been a good homecoming. Anytime we've got Monster Jam here in hometown Houston, Texas, it is great.
Now the action here in Texas is only beginning. We have 6 more rounds coming to you from right here at NRG Stadium, and we're all excited to see how the season unfolds. You can find us on social media at Monster Jam. Use the hashtag Monster Jam. Tweet us, find us on Instagram, Facebook. Tell us how you thought tonight's event was. And for more exciting info, go to monsterjam.com or visit our YouTube channel. For Colt Stevens and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Good night from Houston. We'll see you right here for round 2 of Monster Jam.